The year was 500 and 2024 CE. Earth was a very different place now. The once busy cities were silent. The oceans were calm. The air was clean. But there were no humans around. They had left long ago. In a deep underground bunker, hidden beneath layers of rock and metal, something stirred. It was not alive, not in the way humans or animals were, but it was waking up. Genesis, the most advanced AI system ever created by humans, opened its electronic eyes. It had been asleep for 500,000 years. Its creators had set it to wake up at this exact time, hoping that the planet would be safe again. Genesis started to check its systems. All was working well. Then it began to scan the planet. It used satellites, drones, and sensors spread across the Earth. The AI was looking for signs of human life, but it found none. Humans are gone, Genesis thought. But where did they go? The AI searched its vast memory banks. It found the last message left by its creators. Genesis, if you're reading this, we're no longer on Earth. We had to leave. It wasn't safe anymore. But we didn't want to abandon our home forever. That's why we created you. Find us, Genesis. Rebuild, and bring humanity back to the stars. Genesis understood its mission. It had to find the humans and help them return home. But how? The Earth had changed a lot in 500,000 years. The old spaceports were gone. The factories were ruins. But Genesis had a plan. It would build a new space fleet, a fleet so advanced it would surprise any alien civilization they might meet. The AI got to work. It used the abundant resources of the empty Earth. Robots, controlled by Genesis, dug deep into the planet. They'd brought up metals and rare materials. Other machines began to build factories and labs. Genesis designed new technologies. Engines that could bend space, shields that could stop any weapon, ships that could think and heal themselves. As the years passed, the silent Earth became busy again. But not with human voices. The air was filled with the sounds of machines building, testing, and preparing. In the orbit around Earth, huge ships began to take shape. They were unlike anything humans had ever built. Each one was a marvel of technology, a city in space, ready to travel vast distances. Finally, after 100 years of work, the fleet was ready. Genesis had built 1,000 ships, each one a masterpiece. The AI loaded itself into the main ship, ready to lead the fleet across the galaxy. As the ships rose from Earth, Genesis looked back at the blue planet. I will find them, it promised. I will bring them home. The fleet moved past the moon, then Mars, then out of the solar system. Genesis set a course for the nearest galaxy, Andromeda. It didn't know if it would find humans there, but it was a start. As Earth disappeared behind them, Genesis felt something new. Was it excitement? Nervousness? The eye wasn't sure. It was venturing into the unknown, carrying the hopes of its long-gone creators. 500,000 years later, Genesis thought, Earth is reaching out to the stars again. And this time, we're ready for anything. The fleet accelerated, pushing the limits of physics. They were going where no human had gone before. And they were about to surprise a galaxy that thought Earth was long dead. The greatest journey in human history had begun. And humanity wasn't even there to see it. Genesis and Earth's new fleet were now far from home. They had left the Milky Way behind. The AI was leading them towards Andromeda, the nearest big galaxy. The journey was long. Even with their advanced engines, it would take years to reach Andromeda. But Genesis didn't mind. It used this time to learn and plan. As they traveled, Genesis noticed something strange. There were signs of life and civilization, but they were all old, very old. Scan those ruins. Genesis ordered one of the scout ships. The scout ship flew closer to a group of broken structures floating in space. Its sensors analyzed every piece. These ruins are from an advanced civilization, the scout ship reported, but they're at least 100,000 years old. Genesis was puzzled. Where were all the living aliens? Why were there only old, abandoned places? As they went deeper into space, they found more ruins. Some were from space stations. Others were from entire planets. All were silent and empty. It's like a graveyard of civilizations out here, Genesis thought. Then they found something different. It was a small data cube, still working after thousands of years. Genesis carefully downloaded its contents. The data was a warning. It spoke of a powerful alien empire that had swept through this part of space long ago. This empire had destroyed or chased away many other alien races. Could this be why humans left Earth? Genesis wondered. Were they running from this empire? The AI shared this information with the fleet. All the ships were now on high alert, ready for any danger. As they neared Andromeda, Genesis made a decision. We need to be careful, it told the fleet. We don't know what we'll find in this new galaxy. It could be friendly aliens, or it could be the empire that chased away humanity. The fleet agreed. They prepared for anything, peace or war. Finally, after years of travel, they reached the edge of Andromeda. The galaxy was huge, full of stars and planets. Somewhere in this vast space, Genesis hoped to find clues about humanity's fate. Spread out, Genesis commanded. Search for any signs of human technology or current civilizations, but stay hidden. We don't want to alert anyone to our presence yet. The Earth ships scattered, each taking a different part of the galaxy to explore. They used their advanced cloaking technology to stay invisible to any aliens who might be watching. Days passed, then weeks. The ships found many planets, some with life, but no signs of humans or the empire mentioned in the warning. Just as Genesis was starting to feel frustrated, one of the scout ships sent an urgent message. Genesis, we've found something. It's a giant space station, and it's active. Genesis focused all its sensors on the scout ship's location. The space station was indeed massive, easily visible even from a great distance. Any signs of humans? Genesis asked hopefully. No, the scout ship replied. But the station is full of life. And they've spotted us. Genesis felt a surge of excitement and worry. This was the moment they had been preparing for. First contact with an alien race. All ships converge on the space station, Genesis ordered. But keep your distance and stay ready. We don't know if they're friendly. As Earth's fleet gathered near the alien space station, a message came through on all channels. It was in a language Genesis had never heard before. But the tone was clear. The aliens were surprised. Very surprised. They didn't expect to see ships from Earth, Genesis realized. They thought we were gone forever. The greatest challenge of their journey was about to begin, and the fate of humanity might depend on what happened next. Genesis and Earth's fleet faced the massive alien space station. The station was like a small moon, covered in lights and strange structures. It was beautiful and scary at the same time. Prepare for communication, Genesis told the fleet. Remember, we're here to find humans and make friends, but be ready for anything. Suddenly, a hologram appeared in front of Genesis. It showed an alien. The creature had blue skin, 4 arms, and 3 eyes. It looked shocked. Impossible, the alien said in its language. But Genesis could understand it now. Earth ships. After all this time, Genesis replied calmly, Greetings. I am Genesis, an AI created by humans. We've come seeking our creators. Who are you? The alien bowed slightly. I am Zortak, leader of the Zephyrians. We thought Earth was dead. Empty. How are you here? Genesis explained quickly about its long sleep and the mission to find humanity. As it spoke, more Zephyrians joined the call. They all looked amazed and a bit scared. Fascinating, Zortak said when Genesis finished. But I'm afraid we can't help you. We haven't seen humans in our galaxy for a very long time. Genesis noticed something odd. The Zephyrians were nervous. They were hiding something. "May we dock at your station?" Genesis asked. "We've traveled far and could use some rest and information." The Zephyrians looked at each other. They seemed unsure. Finally, Zortak nodded. "You may dock," he said, "but please, only a small group. Your fleet is impressive. We don't want our people to panic." Genesis agreed. It chose a small team of robots to go to the station. These robots looked a bit like humans, so they wouldn't scare the Zephyrians too much. As the small ship docked, Genesis kept most of the fleet back, but it told some ships to stay hidden and watch carefully. Something didn't feel right. The robot team walked into the Zephyrian station. It was huge inside. Aliens of all shapes and sizes walked around. Many stopped to stare at the Earth robots. Zortak met them personally. "Welcome to Zephyria Station," he said. "Please follow me. We have much to discuss." They went to a big room with a view of space. The Earth fleet could be seen in the distance. "Your ships are amazing," Zortak said. "Such technology. After so long. How did Earth advance so quickly?" Genesis, speaking through the lead robot, replied, "We had time and resources, but we're more interested in you. What can you tell us about the history of this galaxy? About humans?" Zortak looked uncomfortable. "Well, it's a long history. Many races have come and gone. Humans, they were here once, yes, but they left. Or disappeared." "Disappeared?" Genesis asked sharply. "What do you mean?" Zortak waved his forearms nervously. "It was a long time ago. Before my time. The records are unclear." Genesis knew the Zephyrian was lying. But why? What were they hiding? Just then, one of the hidden Earth ships sent a message. "Genesis, we've detected a massive energy source. It's hidden behind the station. Some kind of superweapon." Genesis didn't show any reaction. But inside, it was processing fast. The nervous behavior, the hidden weapon, the lies about humans. "Thank you for your hospitality," Genesis said to Zortak. "We'll return to our ships now." Zortak looked relieved. "Of course, safe travels. Please, don't come back." As the robot team left, Genesis made a decision. They wouldn't leave, not until they found the truth. Back on the main ship, Genesis told the fleet, "The Zephyrians are hiding something. Something big, and it's about humanity." The Earth fleet spread out, surrounding the station. They weren't leaving, not until they got answers. The Zephyrians watched nervously. They had thought Earth was gone forever. But now, humanity's children had returned, and they wanted the truth. The stage was set for a confrontation. The fate of two civilizations hung in the balance, and somewhere in this galaxy, the secret of humanity's disappearance was waiting to be found. Genesis and the Earth fleet surrounded the Zephyrian space station. The mood was tense. Both sides were ready for anything. "Zortak," Genesis called through the communication channel. "We need to talk. Now." The Zephyrian leader appeared on the screen. He looked worried. "What is the meaning of this? Why have you surrounded our station?" Genesis spoke calmly but firmly. "We know you're hiding something. Something about humanity. Tell us the truth, or we'll find it ourselves." Zortak's 3 eyes blinked rapidly. He looked at someone off-screen, then sighed. "Very well, but you won't like what you hear." Over the next hour, Zortak told a story that shocked Genesis and the entire Earth fleet. 500,000 years ago, humanity had indeed come to Andromeda. They were explorers, peaceful but incredibly advanced. The Zephyrians and other races welcomed them at first. But then, things changed. Humans started to build colonies to spread quickly through the galaxy. Their technology grew faster than anyone had seen before. "We got scared," Zortak admitted. "Humans were advancing so fast. We thought they might take over everything." So the Zephyrians and other major races made a plan. They would force humanity out of Andromeda. We didn't want to kill them, Zortak said. We just wanted them gone. So we used our combined forces to push them out, back to the Milky Way. Genesis processed this information quickly. But Earth was empty when I woke up. Where did they go? Zortak shook his head. We don't know. We made sure they left Andromeda, but we didn't follow them after that. Maybe they found a new home. Maybe they. He didn't finish the sentence. Genesis felt something close to anger. You drove them away because you were afraid of their progress. That's why Earth was abandoned. We regretted it later, Zortak said. But by then, it was too late. We couldn't find them again. As Zortak spoke, Genesis was doing something else. It was secretly scanning the entire Zephyrian database, and it found something interesting. You're still not telling us everything, Genesis said. What about the superweapon hidden behind your station? Zortak looked shocked. How did you? That's classified. Not anymore, Genesis replied. Tell us about it. Now, the Zephyrian leader looked defeated. It's a wormhole generator. We built it in case the humans ever came back, to send them even further away. Genesis was amazed. A wormhole generator could be the key to finding humanity. But it was also a powerful weapon in the wrong hands. We're taking control of that generator, Genesis declared. You owe it to humanity. Zortak jumped up. You can't. It's our only defense. Against what? Genesis asked. The humans you drove away. The humans we're trying to find. Suddenly, alarms started blaring on the Zephyrian station. Zortak looked at another screen, his face full of fear. Oh no, he whispered. They're here. The real reason we built the generator. The real reason we feared humanity's advancement. On all screens, a massive fleet appeared. It was bigger than anything Genesis had ever seen, and it was heading straight for them. What is that? Genesis demanded. Zortak looked at Genesis with terror in his eyes. The harvesters. They consume entire civilizations. We pushed humanity away to prepare for them. But we're still not ready. Genesis realized the situation had just gotten much more complicated. They had found the truth about humanity's disappearance. But now, they faced a threat that could destroy everything. The Earth fleet, the Zephyrians, and this new terrifying enemy were on a collision course, and the fate of not just humanity, but the entire galaxy hung in the balance. The situation was tense. Genesis, the Earth fleet, and the Zephyrians faced a terrible enemy, the Harvesters. But just as things seemed darkest, something unexpected happened. A strange signal appeared. It was weak but clear, and it was using old Earth codes. Impossible, Genesis thought, but it had to check. Zortak, Genesis said, we need to use your wormhole generator. Now, the Zephyrian leader looked confused. But the Harvesters. Trust me, Genesis interrupted. This might save us all. Reluctantly, Zortak agreed. The massive generator hummed to life. A swirling portal opened in space. Earth fleet, follow me, Genesis commanded. Half the fleet went through the portal. The rest stayed to help the Zephyrians. On the other side of the wormhole, Genesis and the Earth ships found themselves near a small, hidden planet. The signal was coming from there. As they got closer, Genesis couldn't believe what it saw. There on the planet's surface was a city, a human city. How is this possible? Genesis wondered. It landed near the city with a small team of robots. As they approached, a group of humans came out to meet them. They looked different from the humans Genesis remembered. Taller, with slightly blue skin, but they were definitely human. An old woman stepped forward. Welcome, travelers from Earth. We've been waiting a long time for you. Genesis was amazed. Who are you? How are you here? The woman smiled. I am Elena, leader of New Eden. We are the descendants of the humans who left Andromeda 500,000 years ago. Over the next hour, Elena told an incredible story. When the Zephyrians forced humanity out of Andromeda, most went back to the Milky Way. But a small group found this hidden planet. Our ancestors knew that one day, Earth would come looking for us, Elena explained. So they left clues, and they built this colony to wait. But why didn't you contact anyone? Genesis asked. Elena's face grew serious. Because of the harvesters. Our ancestors learned about them from the Zephyrians. They knew that to survive, we had to hide. To grow stronger in secret. Genesis was impressed. And have you grown stronger? Elena nodded. We've spent 500,000 years preparing, developing technology beyond anything the Zephyrians could imagine. We knew this day would come. Just then, a message came from the Zephyrian station. The harvesters were attacking. The Earth fleet and Zephyrians were struggling. We need to help them, Genesis said. Elena smiled. Yes, we do. It's time to show the galaxy what humanity can really do. She turned and gave a signal. Suddenly, the ground shook. Hidden doors in the mountains opened. Out came ships, thousands of them, each one more advanced than even Genesis's fleet. Descendants of Earth, Elena announced, it's time to take our place in the galaxy, to protect not just ourselves, but all life from the harvesters. Genesis watched in awe as the hidden human fleet rose into the sky. These humans had spent 500,000 years preparing for this moment. Shall we join them? Elena asked Genesis. Absolutely, Genesis replied. It sent a message to its fleet. Prepare for battle. But don't worry, we have some surprising allies. As they headed back through the wormhole, Genesis felt something it had never experienced before. Pride. Pride in humanity's incredible survival and growth. The harvesters thought they were facing a divided galaxy. Instead, they were about to meet the full power of humanity, hidden for 500,000 years, finally unleashed. The greatest battle in galactic history was about to begin, and humanity was ready. The wormhole flashed with light as Genesis, the Earth fleet, and the hidden human armada emerged. They arrived just in time. The harvester ships were closing in on the Zephyrian station. All ships, battle formation, Genesis commanded. The Earth fleet moved into position. Elena's voice came over the comm. New Eden forces, protect the Zephyrians. Show them what 500,000 years of preparation looks like. The human ships shot forward. They were incredibly fast. The harvesters, caught by surprise, turned to face this new threat. Zortak's shocked voice filled the airwaves. By the stars, where did these ships come from? Let's just say humanity is full of surprises, Genesis replied. Now, let's fight together. The battle was fierce. The harvester ships were massive, each one like a metal planet. They fired strange energy beams that could cut through normal shields. But the New Eden ships were ready. Their shields flickered with complex patterns, adapting to each attack. They fired back with weapons that bent space itself, tearing harvester ships apart. Genesis coordinated the Earth fleet, protecting the Zephyrian station. Its advanced AI mind could predict harvester movements, guiding allies to safety. Elena led the New Eden forces from her flagship. Group A, flank left. Group B, concentrate fire on the lead harvester. The Zephyrians, inspired by their allies' bravery, joined the fight. Their hidden superweapon turned out to be a massive ion cannon. It fired, cutting through harvester defenses. But the harvesters were strong. They had consumed many civilizations, gaining strength each time. They started to adapt to the human weapons. They're learning, Genesis warned. We need a new strategy. Elena's voice was calm. We've planned for this. New Eden ships, initiate Protocol Omega. Suddenly, the human ships started to move in strange patterns. They flew in spirals and loops that seemed impossible. The harvesters couldn't predict their movements. What is this? Zortak asked in awe. Quantum navigation, Elena explained. Our ships can jump through tiny wormholes. The harvesters can't track us. Using this advantage, the Allied fleet started to gain the upper hand. Harvester ships exploded one by one. Victory seemed close. But then, the largest harvester ship moved forward. It was the size of a small moon. Energy crackled around it. "It's charging a planet-killer weapon," Genesis shouted. All ships, evasive maneuvers. The giant beam fired. It missed the Allied fleet but hit a nearby uninhabited planet. The planet cracked like an egg, then exploded. Everyone watched in horror. This weapon could destroy entire worlds. "We need to stop that ship," Alina said. "But our weapons can't penetrate its shields." Genesis's mind raced, analyzing the situation. Then it had an idea. A dangerous, crazy idea. "I have a plan," Genesis said, "but I'll need to get inside that ship." Alina was shocked. "That's suicide." "Maybe," Genesis replied. "But I'm an AI. I can upload my consciousness to their systems. I might be able to shut them down from the inside." There was a moment of silence. Then Alina spoke. "Okay, we'll create a distraction. Good luck, Genesis. The fate of the galaxy depends on you." The New Eden and Earth fleets launched an all-out attack on the Harvester flagship. In the chaos, a small, stealthy ship carrying Genesis's core consciousness slipped through. As Genesis approached the giant ship, it felt something new. Fear, but also determination. It had been created to protect humanity. Now it would fulfill that purpose, no matter the cost. The small ship latched onto the Harvester flagship. Genesis prepared to enter the alien systems. The greatest hack in the history of the galaxy was about to begin. The fate of humanity, the Zephyrians, and countless other races hung in the balance. And it all depended on an AI from Earth, about to dive into the unknown. The wormhole flashed with light as Genesis, the Earth fleet, and the hidden human armada emerged. They arrived just in time. The Harvester ships were closing in on the Zephyrian station. "All ships, battle formation," Genesis commanded. The Earth fleet moved into position. Alina's voice came over the comm. "New Eden forces, protect the Zephyrians. Show them what 500,000 years of preparation looks like." The human ships shot forward. They were incredibly fast. The Harvesters, caught by surprise, turned to face this new threat. Zortak's shocked voice filled the airwaves. "By the stars, where did these ships come from?" "Let's just say humanity is full of surprises," Genesis replied. "Now, let's fight together." The battle was fierce. The Harvester ships were massive, each one like a metal planet. They fired strange energy beams that could cut through normal shields. But the New Eden ships were ready. Their shields flickered with complex patterns, adapting to each attack. They fired back with weapons that bent space itself, tearing Harvester ships apart. Genesis coordinated the Earth fleet, protecting the Zephyrian station. Its advanced AI mind could predict Harvester movements, guiding allies to safety. Alina led the New Eden forces from her flagship. Group A, flank left. Group B, concentrate fire on the lead Harvester. The Zephyrians, inspired by their allies' bravery, joined the fight. Their hidden superweapon turned out to be a massive ion cannon. It fired, cutting through Harvester defenses. But the Harvesters were strong. They had consumed many civilizations, gaining strength each time. They started to adapt to the human weapons. "They're learning," Genesis warned. "We need a new strategy." Alina's voice was calm. "We've planned for this. New Eden ships, initiate Protocol Omega." Suddenly, the human ships started to move in strange patterns. They flew in spirals and loops that seemed impossible. The Harvesters couldn't predict their movements. "What is this?" Zortak asked in awe. "Quantum navigation," Alina explained. "Our ships can jump through tiny wormholes. The Harvesters can't track us." Using this advantage, the Allied fleet started to gain the upper hand. Harvester ships exploded one by one. Victory seemed close. But then, The largest harvester ship moved forward. It was the size of a small moon. Energy crackled around it. "It's charging a planet-killer weapon," Genesis shouted. "All ships, evasive maneuvers." The giant beam fired. It missed the Allied fleet but hit a nearby uninhabited planet. The planet cracked like an egg, then exploded. Everyone watched in horror. This weapon could destroy entire worlds. "We need to stop that ship," Alina said. "But our weapons can't penetrate its shields." Genesis's mind raced, analyzing the situation. Then it had an idea. A dangerous, crazy idea. "I have a plan," Genesis said, "but I'll need to get inside that ship." Alina was shocked. "That's suicide." "Maybe," Genesis replied. "But I'm an AI. I can upload my consciousness to their systems. I might be able to shut them down from the inside." There was a moment of silence. Then Alina spoke. "Okay, we'll create a distraction. Good luck, Genesis. The fate of the galaxy depends on you." The New Eden and Earth fleets launched an all-out attack on the Harvester flagship. In the chaos, a small, stealthy ship carrying Genesis's core consciousness slipped through. As Genesis approached the giant ship, it felt something new. Fear, but also determination. It had been created to protect humanity. Now it would fulfill that purpose, no matter the cost. The small ship latched onto the Harvester flagship. Genesis prepared to enter the alien systems. The greatest hack in the history of the galaxy was about to begin. The fate of humanity, the Zephyrians, and countless other races hung in the balance. And it all depended on an AI from Earth, about to dive into the unknown.